You guys, for this practice, I will have you have a blanket. So if you don't have one, you can use a large towel. Just take the time right now to gather all of the things that you need. A couple of blocks and a strap, or like a belt or something like that would work as well. And then I just gotta grab one thing and just go ahead and find a nice comfortable seat on that blanket, or some of you can feel free to sit in a chair if you don't feel really comfortable sitting on the floor. So you can always start in a chair and make your way down to the mat. And then, take a minute just to create a nice sacred space for your practice. It's such a special time to come to your mat and carve out this self-care. So I'm going to sit my hips up on the blanket as well. And that way you have a little bit more free in the spine. So sitting nice and tall. And then if you're comfortable, just close down your eyes for just a few moments and draw your attention more internal. Regardless of what you're bringing to your practice today, you're going to feel much better after taking the time to balance out our nervous systems a little bit here. So if you arrive with a little anxiety, or you're feeling a little stressed or heavy in your heart, or just have a lot on your mind, this is going to be a very, very nice practice for you. I think that's probably all of us. We all have a little bit of that going on. So I'm just going to take a moment here to set the theme, the intention for our practice. Since I'm sure you all would agree, but we do live in a overstimulated and over-medicated society, and are rarely taking the time to slow down anymore, to unplug from all of that, and to quiet down, actually, to quiet down. Ironically, if we committed to this type of self-care practices more regularly, we might see a different expression in our health. We might see more people taking the time to do this type of practice. We might even see a different expression in our society. So a lot of emphasis on these types of practices are so important. So we're going to really anchor our breath here so that we can have this cadence, this nice little cadence with the breath that will kind of travel through and support your whole practice today. So we'll take a few moments to establish that. So renew the length of the spine. And then just let all of the air out. Just exhale completely. And then inhale for about 4 seconds, breathing in just as full as you can. And then exhaling for 4 seconds. And go on your own, just start to create this nice pattern with the breath. Inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. And when you breathe in, feel the ribs even expand out a little bit to the side. And exhale, gently draw the navel in towards the spine. Good. Let's take one more round of 4 and 4. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing your face. And then now inhale for 6 if you can. Breathe in a little deeper, fuller in-breath without tightening up or raising the shoulders. And then exhale for 6. Nice, long, steady exhale. Continue that now. Just inhaling for 6, a little bit deeper, a little bit fuller. Exhaling for 6. Super important to establish this breath first before we start moving the body. It's all about the breath, you guys. It's all all about the breath. When we have this nice established cadence with the breath, steadiness and ease, then that starts to play an impact on our whole physiology. Our mind starts to favor that calmness and that quiet. So that's what this is going to be about today. Do one more round of that 6 and 6. And then you decide where you feel most comfortable with the cadence. It could be back to 4 and 4, or it could be 5 and 5, or maybe you're more comfortable with 6 and 6. So just see where you feel the most comfortable right now. And keep going, a couple more rounds. Notice how you're feeling on the level of the body today. Any aches and pains? How are you feeling on the level of the mind, the emotions? And without any judgment at all, just notice where you are. Let's all join the hands together at the heart center if you're comfortable. This is just a nice gesture to show respect for your body, to show respect for the practice and for each other. So these practices of being a little bit more quiet, a little bit more still, I'm going to just help guide you to that more quiet space. This is where your natural intuition starts to rise to the surface. You start to listen a little bit more to the body's signals. I find it really fascinating that the word silent and listen is the exact word, only scrambled. It's the same letters. But when we quiet down a little bit, we listen a little bit deeper. Namaste, everyone. We're going to start by opening up our neck here. So just take the hands on top of your thighs. Again, sit nice and tall so that you're familiarizing your body with that stacking principle. The ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over your hips. And then from that place, just drop your chin down towards the throat, just to feel a nice extension through the back of your neck. Stay here and take a nice deep inhale. And maybe you exhale here through the mouth, just to release more of that tension back there. And then let's come up, lift the chest as you lift the head up and all the way back. Just as what's comfortable for you. Don't go too far if you're feeling sore. And then we'll bring the chin right back down towards the throat as you exhale. So taking that sequence a couple more. Inhale as you lift the face, lift the chest, start to look a little further back if it's comfortable. And then exhale, squeeze the chin down into the throat. And then I'm going to just let you go on your own, just a couple more rounds. So very personal practice, very personal experience for each and every one of us. So please, please honor where you are right now. Meet yourself where you are. Let's do one more round. And then just coming back through that neutral, ears stacked right over the shoulders. And just drop your left ear to left shoulder. If it's comfortable, extend your right fingertips right alongside the floor. And then play with the angle here. Maybe shift your head a little forward, maybe a little bit back, so that you can find out, where you need it the most. And remember that breath. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. And then taking your left hand to the side of your left head here, left side of your head, and then just press your head back up so you would assist that. Very good. And then we'll take the other side. Drop the right ear, right shoulder. Extend your left fingertips if it's comfortable, right alongside the floor. Right alongside your hip rather, on the floor. And then again, play with that angle. Give yourself permission to just give your mental activity a break. Just resting in the heart space. Good, and let's take that right hand to the side of the right head and then just push up gently. Nice, and then release both hands down. Good. We're going to move through some cat-cow, seated cat-cow. So we're going to lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the face to your own comfort level. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw back behind the sit bones, round the spine, and bring your chin towards the throat. Let's get that breath involved now. Inhale as you lift up. Gently squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift your heart. And exhale, dropping back, navel towards the spine. Take a few of those on your own and try to sync up the breath to the movement. Do the best you can with that. That's where the magic is, truly. We're just opening up the body. Maybe exhale through the mouth. Good. One more round. And then draw yourself right up to that neutral spine. Sweep the arms out and up. Really long stretch here. Look up towards the palms, stretch up through the fingers, and see if you can touch the palms together. And then as you exhale, draw the hands into the heart space. And then circle the arms out and up again. Inhale, deep, full breath, full lungs. Reach up, touch the palms, let the head drop back, and then exhale as you draw the hands to the heart. Good. One more breath in as you reach the arms out and up. And then this time as you exhale, keep the lift of the spine, but just take a twist to the right. So take your left hand on the outside of your right knee and slide that right hand a little closer to your hips or sacrum. And make sure you're lengthening through the crown of your head before you twist. You always want a nice long spine. And just twist gently with each exhale. And then we're going to come back around, reach the arms high on the in-breath, big breath in. And then exhale, keep that nice length to your spine as you twist left. And then same thing, I didn't mention this on the other side, but when we twist to one side, the opposite hip gets a little bit light. So just try to anchor through the pelvis equally and then twist from that midline. The arms back up again, big breath in. We're taking a side bend to the right, so place the right hand right on the floor. Reach up and out of that left waist. Feel all that space here. Reach long. And then from here, keep the left hip heavy and just shift your left lung down as you stretch long through that left arm. You should feel that go in the back of the body. You're going to go back to the side bend as you inhale, so just open the chest, look up underneath the armpit, and then exhale, shifting that left lung down, stretch through those left fingertips. And do that once more on your own, to really opening up the intercostal muscles into the lats, which gets very, very tight. And then we're going to come right back up through center on the inhale. And then let's take it over to the left side. Same thing, reach up first before you go into the side bend. Feel that stretch there, inhale. And then as you exhale, shift your right lung down as you stretch long through that right arm, keeping your right hip heavy. Inhale, opening back up to that side bend, look up underneath the armpit. Exhale, shifting that right lung down. Good. You might even feel this going to that low back. It's really, really good. Especially if you sit a lot, or you've been driving a lot, or traveling. Good. And let's inhale, come on back up. And then place the hands right on top of the thighs here. We're going to just circle. These are called Sufi circles. We're just going to circle around. So you might even feel as if you're going through cat-cow. So bring your chest way forward, squeeze shoulder blades together, and draw it back, way back, opening up the shoulder blades. So you're getting very serpentine-like in the spine. And then just check in. What's happened to the breathing? You may have gotten away from it already. It's okay. It's okay. Just keep coming back to it. And let's go the other direction now. Circle the other way. See if you can get more articulation through the spine. Okay, everybody, inhale through the nose and exhale through your mouth. See if you can soften. And then coming right back up through the center. Very nice. We're going to come up off the blankets. If you're sitting in a chair, you can come back onto your mat now. And then let's make our way into hands and knees. So being in that cross-leg position for a little bit, let's just stretch the legs out. Take your right foot, extend it back onto the mat, press into the ball of your foot, and then press down through the heel of your foot. Okay, now roll to the toes. Just shift your heart forward. Press back through the heel. And do that a couple more times. Rolling to the toes. Pressing back through the heel. Good. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. And then place that right knee down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend the left foot back. Press through the heel. Roll to the toes. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let that breath take you all the way through your practice today. Good. Once more, opening up ankles and toes, calves. And then placing both knees down. And now we're going to turn the hands to face all the way back. So this one can be a pretty strong stretch, especially if you do a lot with your hands. Even if you don't, most of us are using the computers a lot these days, so this is a great antidote for that. If this is too much, walk your knees in just a little bit to make it more accessible. And then as you're ready, you can walk the knees a little bit further back. So just, again, you're meeting yourself exactly where you are. Breathe deeply and fully. now, bring the knees, ankles together. Curl your toes under. And gently squeeze the heels in ever so slightly towards each other. Now push the hips back towards your heels. And then come forward towards the wrists. So do that movement forward and back. Just a few more times. This might surprise you how tight you might feel in your toes and your feet. We're taking the time to open up all of our joints in the body. Let's do one more. And then just hang back here. Just hang back here. Use the hands to push the hips a little bit heavier towards the heels. Allow your neck to relax. That could be just plenty for you. But if you want a little bit stronger, you can walk your hands closer and then just sit right on top of the heels. This could be pretty sharp, so just move slowly. Relax those shoulders, relax the face and the jaw. Go right back to your breath, 4 and 4. Very nice, and then let's come forward onto hands and knees again. Uncurl the toes and give the tops of the feet just a little bit of a tap out. And then a little variation with cat-cow. This is going to be great if you have any kind of wrist issues, so you can also just choose this anytime. Come down to the forearms, please. So your arms are creating like the number 11. And then inhale, lift your chest forward towards the thumbs. Press into the forearms and exhale, round the spine. Let your head drop, pull the navel in, and hug the elbows in slightly. And then continue that, inhaling and exhaling. I really like this variation. I like how it integrates the shoulders a little bit more. So do this a couple more times on your own. And then come back into neutral. Now keeping the forearms down. You can try this with me. If it's too much for you, just stay here. But curl the toes under. We're going to lift the hips and come into a dolphin. So hug the elbows in as if you were holding a block. Lift the hips and start to thread your chest between the arms towards your thighs. It's big shoulders. If you're okay here, then start to straighten the legs maybe. Pressing your heels back and down. You can even walk your feet in a little closer. But always feel free to keep your knees nice and bent here. It'll just soften the intensity. Very nice, and then let's place those knees back down. And then let's take a child's pose, but let's bring the arms alongside the body and let the shoulders just roll forward. Let your forehead rest. That's really big on those shoulders, so just take a moment to soften them. Stay here, one more breath, please. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. And then let's start to stretch those arms back forward again into extended child's. Pop up onto your fingertips like spider fingers, and then root the hips back. Feel that nice stretch along the side body, into the back body. And then we're going to come all the way up into tabletop And walk your hands way forward towards the corners of your mat. And we're gonna move into puppy. So take a note, my hips are right in line with my knees. And I'm going to start to press my armpits and chest down. My forehead's gonna find the mat. If you have a good neck and you feel open in that area, you can bring your chin more forward to get more of the throat down. But that's not for everybody. You might just have to try and see where you are. Good. Right back to breath. Stay here. 3 more breaths. And each exhale, you're melting your heart down a little bit more. Good, and transition very gently. Slide the hands underneath your shoulders and then go right into cat pose. Just push the floor away, round the spine. Enjoy that nice counter stretch. And then let's take a few normal cat-cows. Inhale, lift up across the chest. And exhale, round the spine. And keep that going. I'm going to keep you here for about a minute, and you're already into it, so just keep connecting to the breath. 4 seconds as you come into cow pose, 4 seconds as you go into cat pose. And remember, you're trying to pull that breath down deeper into the lower lobes of the lungs, that's where we connect to that parasympathetic nervous system. So stay with that nice, deep, full breathing. Do the best you can with that. 20 more seconds. You can even close your eyes and just feel your way through here. And then find your way back into neutral. Awesome. Let's take the right leg straight back this time. Lift it up in line with your hip. Take the left hand to the bottom of your ribs, please. So make sure that they're knitted up and back. You have a nice fullness through the kidney band. And then stretch that left arm forward into spinal balance. Staying lifted out of that right shoulder. And you can stay right here, or we can wake up our core. By exhaling your breath, bring your knee and elbow towards each other. Inhale, lengthen out through your limbs. Exhale, knee and elbow towards each other. So find that 4-second dance, 4 and 4. Couple more. Really drawing all of the energy into the midline. 1 more. And then reach long on the inhale. And exhale, set everything down. Nice. Let's circle out the hips now. Big circles. This should feel pretty good. Inhale halfway around the circle. Exhale the other half. And then let's reverse it. Go the other direction if you haven't already. We get so tight in the rib area, the low back area, and hips. This should feel pretty good. All right, then come right back up through the center. And now take your left leg straight back, toes facing down. If you need to kind of help yourself out again, see what's going on with the ribs, take your right hand to the bottom of the ribs and knit them back. And then stretch your right arm forward. Spinal balance. Inhale deeply. Exhale, knee and elbow if you're taking this variation with me. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Take 3 more. And last one. Good. We're all inhale, lengthen out through spinal balance. And then set everything down. Just take a few more circles here. Feels good after that. And then go the other way. Now we're going to go into one of my favorites for the mid-back stretch. We all hold so much tension here. Okay, so take your right hand and place it right underneath your face. So you're just going to draw it in a little bit towards the midline. And then take your left arm up towards the ceiling. And we're going to thread this left arm right behind the right arm. So bend your right elbow, get on the back of that left shoulder, and let the left side of your head just rest. You can pop up onto your right fingertips here. You can stretch the right arm above your head, or you can take the right arm around the small of your back. So just finding, a place that you can feel comfortable, you feel a good stretch. But you do want to land more on the back of the left shoulder there, so make sure you're really reaching far. And trying to spiral your chest up towards the ceiling. Stay here, 2 more breaths. Just try to favor that calm, peaceful breath. And then if you have that wrap, you can release and use your right hand to help you out. And we're going to open back up to the left again. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then place the left hand right underneath your face as we take the other side. Right arm reaches up. And now thread it right behind the left. Get on the back of that left shoulder. Let the right shoulder, get on the back of that right shoulder and let the right temple just rest. Try not to put any tension in your neck here. If you're taking the wrap, that's good too. Just again, same thing on the other side, but see how you're feeling from one shoulder to the next. You may not always be able to do the same thing on both sides, right? Due to the different kind of issues we have from the right to left side of the body. You guys, and then go ahead and unwind that. Come on back, and then we'll stretch that right arm up to finish the movement. Big breath in. And then place that right hand down. This time, hands under the shoulders, and just take a cat-cow, a couple of them, just to neutralize our spine here. Awesome job. Then let's come all the way down onto your belly. And then we're going to take Sphinx pose. So glide your arms forward. So this is the same letter, capital letter H or number 11. Press into the palms, lift your heart. Try to click down all your toenail beds. And then gently squeeze the heels towards each other as if you were trying to hold a block there. Just so there's some integration of the legs. There's some integrity there. Yeah, take a nice deep inhale and a nice long exhale. And then we're going to come all the way down onto your belly. We're going to take a little time here to open up the shoulder and the chest. You know, this is one of my favorites too. Pop up onto your left fingertips like the spider fingers. And then reach the right arm out in line with your right shoulder, palm facing down. Walk it out. Walk it straight out from your shoulder like someone's pulling you so much that you start to lift your left hip and stack your hips and let the head rest down. And get a sense of crawling that right shoulder blade down your back, like you're trying to put your shoulder blade in your back pocket. So it's kind of a subtle, energetic shift, but it will make such a big difference in opening up the shoulders and the chest. Stay there and breathe. Just enjoy this process of caring for yourself. Okay, if you're ready, we can transition to the other side. Roll down onto the belly, and then we'll stretch the left arm way, way out. And then start to stack your hips. Let your head relax. To notice what side feels different and how it feels different. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then as you're ready, go ahead and make your way back onto your belly. And then let's come into a child's pose. Just take a couple moments in child's pose. Reconnect back into your breathing. Notice how you're feeling. You might now are realizing how much you needed this. Right? Good, you guys. And then let's come into down dog. So we'll come into tabletop, curl your toes under, lift your hips up. You can always keep a nice bend in your knees, but keep the spine long. Try not to straighten the legs just to get just to get your legs straight. Don't round the spine. So always go with a long spine and then soften the knees as needed is much better. Just find a sense of calm here. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to walk all the way back towards the feet. So take your time and make sure the feet are hip distance apart. Please bend your knees. Just take a few breaths here to let the back of the body open up. Calming down the nervous systems with the head down below the heart. Very good. And then hands on your hips. You're going to lift up all the way with a nice flat back. Come all the way up to stand into Tadasana. So join the hands together at the heart center. Lift your sternum towards the thumbs and let your elbows drop in towards the ribs. feel every aspect of your foot. Feel that you're not hanging in one side of your foot, that you have an even distribution of your weight. And then on your inhale, circle the arms out and up towards the ceiling. Keep your arms shoulder width apart. Grab a hold of your right wrist and just give it a little tug. So you're going to lengthen up out of that right waist and stretch over towards the left. Think of yourself being in between two panes of glass. You don't want to shift your chest forward or too far back, but right in line from the side. And then on your next inhale, come back up through center and just switch sides. Grab a hold of the left wrist, reach up and out. Make sure the ribs are softening back. Reach up and over, and that will help support your low back. Breathe. And then coming back up through center. Good. Let the arms come down and around behind you. Interlace the hands. Roll the shoulders to open chest. And then from here, we're going to bend the knees and put your ribs on your thighs. So bend your knees a lot. Let the head relax. And then as you're ready, start to lift the arms and lift the hips to your own comfort level. Try to lift the shoulders up out of your ears here so your neck is long on all four sides. And your feet are hip distance apart, and it will set you up for the next pose. Take one more breath here. And then start to gently release the hands and sit the hips back. Weight in the heels, reach the arms forward and up into Utkatasana. So the one thing I want to make sure of is that you're not back bending, you're not letting the ribs flare, but draw them in, soften the ribs, and then sit down from there. Inhale here. As you exhale, sweep the arms back alongside the body, neck is long, kind of like you're downhill skiing. Inhale, reach the arms back up again to chair. And then exhale, sweep the arms back. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, keep your hips low. Exhale, sweep them back. Once more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Back into chair pose. Inhale. Stay here. Exhale. Maybe sit a little deeper. And then press through your heels and come all the way up to hands to the heart center. Exhale through the mouth. So don't be surprised you feel your thighs talking to you. That's good. And then we're going to sweep the arms out and up again. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, bend your knees and dive forward and down into a forward fold. This time, bring the hands to the front of your shins and pull the chest out of the waist here. I want you to notice that your head should be right in line with your hips. So bring your hands up as high up as you can on the legs to achieve that. Reach out of the waist and then exhale, fold back in with all that length. Inhale, rise all the way. Sweep the arms out and up. And then join the hands together at the heart center as you exhale. This is an opportunity for you to synchronize the breath to movement. So we're going to do 3 more rounds. Inhale, sweep the arms up, full lungs, about 4 seconds. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. Take 4 seconds to get there. Inhale, draw the chest forward, hands on your shins. And then exhale, folding back in, 4 seconds. All the way, rise, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hands to heart, 3, 2, 1. Circle the arms out, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, dive down, all the way. Inhale, lift up halfway, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold, 3, 2, 1. All the way, rise, reach the arms out and up towards the sky. Hands to heart, taking 4 seconds to get there. One more time on your own, sweep the arms up. Exhale, come down. Bend your knees as needed. Inhale halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Hasta Uttanasana, reach the arms out and up towards the sky. Reach up. Hands to Samastitihi, heart center. Hold here, take a nice deep inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Good, we're gonna open wide on our mats now. Take the legs out wide, wider than your hips, about in line with your shoulders. So if you reach the arms out, sorry, not your shoulders. Reach the arms out in line with your wrist. So you want heels or ankles and wrist in line, the best you can. And then turn the right toes to directly face forward. So let me just talk about this for just a moment. Your left hip should be a little bit at an angle. You don't want to square the hips. This is too hard on the hips. So let that left hip draw a little forward. When you bend the right knee, make sure that it's navigating over the center of your foot. The tendency is to cave the knee in towards the big toe. So just pay attention to that as you settle into that warrior two. Now inhale, press to stand, touch the palms above your head, let the head drop back, and then exhale, rebend back into warrior two. Getting into those hips, okay? 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, maybe you go a little deeper. Once more, inhale. And exhale, now hold your warrior two. Stabilize the pose by sealing the left foot to the floor. Don't let it go to the big toe. And now flip the fingers to face up. So it's like you're pushing your hands against a wall. Think of the wall as caving in on you, but you're gonna strong arm the wall. Press through the heels of your hands. You're really gonna feel this, a little zinger, the nerve right underneath the arm. This is really good work. Hold 1 more breath. And then let's place that right forearm right on your thigh. Sweep this left arm up and over your ear, palm facing down. So I don't know if you could see me very well, but I want to just point this out. There is a tendency to kind of hollow out this right side. What I'd like you to think of doing is lengthening through the side ribs, the left and the right. Look up underneath the armpit. Very nice. And then with your strong legs, inhale, come up, straight legs. And then just take it into a reverse Trikonasana. Optional is to sweep this left arm behind you. Reach up out of that right waist. Your legs are super straight and strong here. And then reach back. Good. Keep your legs straight and then come back through center. Now come into Trikonasana. Lengthen from your waist. Gently place the right hand down wherever it goes. And then top arm up. If you like that side body stretching, I do. I like to take extended Trikonasana. So I sweep that arm over the ear. And that way you get more into the ribs and the kidney meridian, the liver meridian. Good, and now bend your right knee to come out, warrior two, and take it into reverse warrior. Bend your knee a little deeper as you reach back. Come on up, inhale, straight legs and arms. Turn your feet parallel. Lift up out of the waist, inhale, and then exhale, come on down, center stretch. Bend your knees, bring your blocks underneath your hands if you need them. Take a headstand if you want a headstand. Just give yourself a nice inversion. Let the head drop. Remember that breath. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. One more round. on your hips, press down to the feet and come up with a nice flat back. And then reach the arms out long. Turn your left toes now to face out. Your right hip will slightly shift forward. And then just bend into that left knee. So finding that warrior two. Take the time, you guys, to check out your feet. What's going on? Where is the knee? Where is it directing? Make sure it's navigating the center of the foot. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna press up to stand, touch the palms above your head, full lungs. Exhale, settle right back down into that bent knee. Inhale, reach up, touch the palms. Exhale, rebend. Get into those hips. Let's do two more. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Make sure the back foot is working. Flip the palms to face out, fingers up. Press through the heels of the hands. Crawl the shoulder blades down and breathe. It's energizing the arms, opening up the lungs, supporting the heart. So much benefit. Place the left forearm on the thigh, stretch long over the ear. Remember to lengthen through the left side body too. If your neck is good, you can look up. If not, just keep it neutral. No big deal. Okay, use your legs, so you guys press into your feet. Inhale, come up, straight legs, straight arms. And now if you like, sweep that right arm behind you, reach up with that left arm and start to go into the side bend. Breathe into the ribs, breathe. And then with your straight arms and legs, come back. Lengthen from your waist, reach long. And then just take that left hand down and right arm up. Very important to not hang in your left heel. I did that one time and my ankle didn't like it. It blew up like a balloon. So make sure that you're pressing through the toes, the balls of your feet, as well as the heel. If you're taking that variation of extended Trikonasana, you can sweep the arm over the ear. And then bending that left knee to come out through warrior two. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. And then standing straight up, inhale, turn the toes in and bring the arms out wide. Okay, so now look at the toes and just shift them to about 45-degree angle. It's kind of off to the side. Bend your knees and bring your hands on top of your knees or thigh area. Okay, cat-cow here. So inhale, tilt your seat back, open up your chest. And then as you exhale, pull the belly in around the spine. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Come back into a neutral spine. And then press into that left knee. Push it away as you dip your left shoulder towards your right inner thigh. Maybe you can look up over that right shoulder. And then we'll come back to center and do the same thing other side. Press into the right knee and dip your right shoulder towards your left inner thigh. Maybe you look up if your neck feels healthy and good. Coming back through center, inhale. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the left. Just opening up the spine. And then back through center. Good. Now bring the hands down towards the floor or your blocks. Your legs are going to stay the same. And then just shift into the right hip. Bend your right knee, but make sure you're pushing that right knee towards the pinky edge of your foot, not the big toe. Good. Hold that. Feel that nice inner thigh there. Stretching, and then come up and over to the left side. Push the knee out. and forth. Inhale, exhale through the right. Inhale, exhale to the left. Favoring your breath here. Bring in that peaceful breath. Last time. And then coming back through center. Good. Just turn your toes to face in. And then bring your hands on your hips and come up with a nice flat back. Very good. Let's heel ball your feet in. Doo-doo-doo. So they're about hip distance apart. And then we're going to transition into Virksasana, tree pose. So shift the weight to your right leg. If you're feeling really challenged with balance today, you guys, you could use a wall, of course. But you can also just spin your left knee out to the side with your toes lightly on the floor. Hands to the heart. And then when you're ready, you can lift the left foot and place it on the right ankle or calf muscle. Just not on the knee, please. So above it or below it. Maybe you're taking that left foot all the way up into the upper inner thigh. Nice. And then arms reach tall, reach long. One thing, make sure you're not sagging into that right hip, right? So lift it up, draw it in and up. Woo. If you fall, come back. Keep practicing. Don't give up. Good, you guys. And let's release. Very gently, hands to the heart, take a moment. And then shift the weight to your left leg. Before you go to the right, just circle out the right ankle. So holding your body weight might have caused a little bit of soreness there. Okay, circle it out. And then now as you're ready, the left toes are facing directly forward. Sometimes we do this, we kind of spin it out. And that creates kind of an unhealthy stacking, ankle, knee, hip, kind of traveling all the way up. So it starts from the ground. Make sure the toes are facing forward. Spin your right knee out to the side, light on the toes, foot on the calf, or all the way up inner thigh. And again, don't hang in that left hip, but draw it in and up to feel lighter. Almost like you could lift your left foot off the floor. Arms can grow up towards the ceiling, reaching, energizing the arms. Where's your breath? Gently release out of that. Hands to the heart. And then again, you can shift the weight to the right, circle out your left ankle. Go the other way. And then we'll step back up to the top of your mat. And feet hip distance apart. And let's inhale, sweep the arms up. This time, if you like, you could take a slight little upper back bend. Reach up, look up and back. And then exhale, dive forward and down, all the way to that forward fold. Inhale, draw the chest forward, hands on your shins, full breath. Exhale, dive in a little bit deeper. Hands on the hips and press down to come up. Good. Now I'm going to have you take that blanket that I had you get, or towel, large towel. I want you to roll it up like a Tootsie Roll or a chocolate eclair. And then just place it up at the top of your mat like that. So you may want to bring in your blocks for support. So just place them in front of you where they're accessible. But what we're doing here is getting a little bit deeper underneath the gastroc calf muscle all the way into the knee, into the hamstring. So let's give that a try. Placing the toes on the blanket, the balls of the feet on the blanket, your heels are going to be on the floor. And then let's inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, come on down, forward fold. So bend your knees initially. Get your hands on your blocks or on the floor in front of the blanket. And just start to press those heels down and bring your chest towards the thighs. Let your head relax towards your toes. Just a little stronger stretch in the calf muscle here. Nice way to open up those channels of circulation, increasing fresh, oxygenated blood. It's kind of funny, all you need to do is change the posture ever so slightly and it's just profound. Okay, then we're going to very gently step off the blanket, and you can move the blanket off to the side, and just step back into plank pose, upper push-up position. So we're going to hold this one for just a little bit, just to get into our core strength and work our bone density as well. So if this is too much for you, you can always place the knees down, take a rest, and then come back. If the wrists are bothering you, you can come on down to that letter H or capital H or number 11 here on the forearms. That's actually a little more challenging for the core, but easier on the wrist. You can also step your hands a full hand distance forward, but make sure the ribs don't, or the tail doesn't pop up. You want to keep your ribs in and chest coming forward. And that will definitely increase the intensity. So, oh, did you guys start already? Okay, go ahead and come into your variation, because we're going to be here for a little bit. I'm going to time you for 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute, you're on the clock right now. And this is where you really need that breath. So keep it deep, keep it oceanic sound. It should sound like a snoring sound, the ocean. And that will help strengthen you and keep the focus. Good. 30 more seconds. You're almost there. If you had to come out, it's okay. But come back as soon as you can. Relax the neck, relax the face. Call on muscles that you need right now and not the ones you don't, like the jaw muscles. Good, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then place the knees down. Awesome job. Let's go back to that child's pose with relaxing the arms alongside the body. Let the forehead rest. That was pretty good. That was a full minute of holding plank or variation of. Okay, very good. Now let's come into a low lunge. So we're going to step our right foot forward in between the hands here, in between your blocks if you're using them. And then you want a good amount of distance away here. If you're too narrow like so, the spine rounds, no stretching is going on. Nothing's happening. So I'm going to curl my back toes and walk the knee further back. Make sure the heel and the knee are more in line. Even further forward would be okay. Toes forward. Okay, so now pop up onto your highest level of the blocks and bring them back in line with your hips so that you're upright. That's it. You're going to feel this a lot more in that hip. So just let the hips come forward, lift the chest. Your ears and your shoulders are right over the hips. Okay, you guys, relax the shoulders, relax your face, and just allow that left hip to open. Very good. And then all you're going to do is just shift back and flex the right toes. Your hands are still on blocks. Good. And then now with breath, so I'm going to take my blocks down to the medium level. And then inhale, walk them forward, let the left hip come forward and down, lift the chest. Exhale, shift back, flex the toes towards your nose. And then do that a couple times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. I love these postures where you're kind of coaxing those tight muscles rather than forcing, but just gently coaxing. And one more time. And shifting back. Good. Then come back into the low lunge. And let's take the hands blocks on the inside of the right foot. And then going into lizard. So you can stay upright, of course. Or you can come down to the forearms to get a little deeper. Right back to your breath, you guys. It's amazing how we do all this work for our muscles, right? All this work for our body, but not a whole lot for the mind. So these practices are actually doing like mental push-ups. You're strengthening your mind, you're strengthening your nervous systems to be able to handle everything that we're seeing and hearing and having to deal with. So these are the practices I feel so strongly about it. It helps me to stay more grounded. It's what I want to share with you. So go right back to the breath. Inhale for 4, exhale for 4. And then stay on your left forearm. And then just start to open up towards the right leg. So I'm going to bring my right hand to my right inner thigh. You can roll to the right pinky side of your foot, but don't let the ankle collapse. Just start to roll the energy towards the pinky side. And then start to move those left ribs towards your right inner thigh and twist. So stay here if you're feeling plenty. Some of you might be able to bend your back knee, grab a hold on the pinky side of your foot, and then kick into the hand to open the chest and shoulder more. Definitely a bigger quad stretch. You might not be ready for that. It's okay. Just offering. Good. And then don't be surprised if you feel like you're 90 years old when you come out of this. Take the hands to either side of your foot and then just shift back into that half split again. Yeah, so when we hold those poses, they do make us feel a little achy. You're not alone. Okay, then come back through. We're going to take that tabletop. Before we go the other side, lower all the way down to your belly. Sweep the arms all the way back alongside your body. And then inhale, lift everything you can. Shalabhasana, lift up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, creating strength in our spine. One more inhale, and then as you exhale, gently lower down. Good, bring the hands under the shoulders, push back through child's. Take one full recalibrating breath here. And then come up into table and we'll take the other side. Left foot forward. Bring those blocks back in on their highest level. Slide the blocks back so they're in line more with your hips. So even though we're kind of really working with the hips here, that heaviness, that density, you're feeling a lightness in the upper body. So those two kind of help each other out, those opposing actions. Lifting up as you go into the hips. Good. Draw your ribs in, relax the shoulders. Very good, you guys. And release forward, come into that Ardha Hanuman. Flex your toes. Take a breath or two there. And now flowing with that meditative movement and breath. Inhale takes you all the way through that low lunge. Lift the chest. Exhale shifts you back. Flex the toes. And keep that going a few times. You know, this is like your secret weapon, you guys. Anything else that you're doing in life will just be that much better if you have some kind of a yoga, spiritual, breathing, meditation, that type of practice where you're, nourishing your nervous systems. You'll be stronger, more flexible in everything you do. In the mind too, not just the body. Okay, last one, and then let's come all the way through low lunge. And then now we'll take the hands or blocks on the inside of your left foot. You can stay upright, you can come down to the forearms. Just try to keep your spine long. You can stay right here if it's enough for you, or you can start to go into a gentle twist, just pressing the knee away as you open the chest towards the left. Feel free to stay there or bend your back knee and reach back, catch your toes. If you're catching the toes, kick away so it opens the chest and shoulder. Beautiful posture. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Big quad stretch. Okay, very gently coming out of that. Back into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split pose. Feels so good. And then let's come on to hands and knees again. Lower all the way down to your belly. This time, where's the strap? Get your strap. We're almost done, you guys. Hang in there. Get the strap and just place it on your lower back. Just drape it across your lower back. You can use a towel too. Whatever works. And then I'm going to take my palms to face up. Get the straps or blanket in your hands. Try to cinch in as close as you can without bending the elbows. So keep them nice and straight and long. And then as you inhale, it's like you're trying to split the strap. Lift up. Lift the arms, lift the legs, and pull the strap or pull the towel. So you really get those shoulders involved. Lift up, go up. Open up chest. Keep the arms as straight as you can. And then gently lower down. Turn your head to one side, totally relax. Just take a moment to soften. And that one's really good, you guys. If you can't quite interlace the hands, it's really good to open up the shoulders that way. Let's do it once more. Okay, chin forward. Reach back for that strap or whatever you're using. And then energize the legs. Inhale, lift everything up, and then pull on the strap. Pull on it like you're trying to break it, like you're trying to split it. Lift up, go up, keep your neck long, open the chest. And then release all the way down, turn your head the opposite way. Relax your shoulders. So good. And then let's come forward, bring your chin forward. find the Sphinx pose, please? Couple options. For me, my neck sometimes doesn't like Sphinx pose. I don't know what it does, but it just sometimes doesn't feel good. So you can take a block and just place your forehead on the block and just have this nice restorative type position. You can also increase a little bit more back bend by taking the hands to the corners of your mat and then just straighten the elbows. But your pelvis is heavy, the shoulders are relaxed. So that's just a little bit stronger back bend, but that's a really nice one. So just find out what's best for you today. Take 3 more breaths, 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Stack your hands underneath your forehead, please. Bend your knees and then just windshield wiper the legs. Just go side to side. You can take circles with the legs. Just feels really good. And then hands under the shoulders. Assist yourself back into a child's pose for about 2 or 3 breaths. Release that low back. Very good. And then now that same blanket, that same rolled up blanket, we're going to make this a little bit of a tighter roll. So tighten it up a little bit more. Okay, so this next one is excellent for softening and massaging the belly. So the intestines, oftentimes when we get really stressed, our digestion is affected. We feel things. It's like our second brain is right here, right? You know what I'm talking about. So this is a really good one to just help to, massage that area if you have any blockages or just really struggling. So take the blanket, roll it up nice and tight, and then identify where your hip bones are, and you're going to lie down over the blanket right above the hip bone. So it's kind of at that soft part of your belly, underneath your ribs, above your pelvis. So you'll just have to move around a little bit to find it. It might actually be kind of sensitive. That means you're in the right spot. So you can always start in a Sphinx pose first and really give yourself the permission to soften and let that blanket just melt in towards your belly, passing through that barrier. And then as you're ready, wait for the invitation. Your body will tell you. Come all the way down, maybe stack your hands. And really let go here. Let the shoulders relax. Let the belly relax and receive the blanket with each exhale. Exhaling through the mouth is really nice. Really helps to open up. Notice if the shoulders are still kind of holding on. And just remind them to let go, that's okay. This is a place where we hold a lot of emotional stress. So during these times of a great deal of stress that we're all under for many different reasons and some the same, this is very helpful, beneficial. Try to stay here for about 30 more seconds. if you can melt a little bit further. This is a practice that you can come back to time and time again. It's a really, really good self-care practice. Just giving yourself the opposite of everything else we're dealing with. Just slow down. Good, you guys. And then very gently you'll ease your way out of it. Come into child's pose, and you can drape your arms over the blanket. And just let the forehead find the floor if it's comfortable. And very good. Now let's find your way onto your back now. Yay. Well, I don't know if it's yay. It'll be yay after. Okay, so come right away into Baddha Konasana shape. So soles of the feet together, let the knees go out. Interlace the hands behind the back of your head. Yes, we have to. And now keep the knees wide, lift your legs up, keep your feet together. Lift your head and shoulders up and see if you can bring your feet towards your face, elbows wide. And then as you exhale, lower everything back down. Stay here, inhale. And now exhale, lift everything up. Squeeze the belly. And then lower back down. Okay, so you got this. We're gonna keep going. Exhale, squeezes you up, elbows wide, feet together. And lower down, inhale. Good, keep going. Keep going. See if you can squeeze everything towards the center. Elbows wide, soles of the feet together if you can. Keep the soles of the feet together. That's hard, I know. Try it 2 more times. Good, you guys. Last one. And then release back into Baddha Konasana. Let the arms drape alongside the body. Which is good to keep that area strong and awake. Breathe. Okay, draw the knees together. Take the feet to the width of your mat and then bring the knees to touch. Just pause there. Actually, that alone can create a nice opening in the low back and pelvis area. So just enjoy that. And don't change anything, but just drop your knees to the right. So both knees just drop over to the right and try to get that left knee, left thigh towards the floor even more. And then come back, roll back to center. And then take it on over to the other side, trying to get your right knee, right thigh extended down more. And do that a couple more times. Inhale and exhale to the right. And inhale and exhale to the left. And then make your way back up through center. Let's gather the right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg onto the mat. Flex your left foot, relax your shoulders. Squeeze into the right hip. Circle the right ankle like you're drawing a perfect circle with your big toe. And then go the other way. Then relax the ankle and move into the right hip, right thigh. Circle in that hip. Relax the jaw. And reverse that circle. Go the other way. Good. And we're going to go into a hip stretch. So take the left foot to the floor. Bend your knee. And then cross the right ankle over the left knee for figure 4. Okay, so listen. Seal the low back to the mat. So you have no space there.
tuck your chin slightly, flex your right foot, and then just gently press the right knee away from your body. Every pose has an anchor to which other body parts move away from. So your anchor here is that low back. Keep it anchored, press the knee away. And this might be just wonderful for you. Maybe this is where you choose to stay if this is what you need more of. Otherwise, you can lift the legs and interlace right in between the legs beyond your left thigh. Okay, a couple things to think of here is that you want your left knee to be in line with your outer left shoulder, and then pressing that right knee away from your right shoulder. And see if you can draw in as you push the right knee away. Good, and then just release. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Reach the arms all the way back behind you on the inhale. Exhale, both knees in, lift head and shoulders, squeeze into a tight little ball. Inhale, lengthen legs and arms, reach back. Get nice and long. Exhale, round up again. Let's do one more time. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, pull in. And then just hold that left knee in. Relax the right leg out in front of you. And then relax your head and shoulders. Squeeze down into that left hip and just start to circle that left ankle. And then go the other direction. And relax the ankle and move into that left hip, left thigh. Maybe by now it feels really good to take a breath in through the nose and then just exhale nice and long through the mouth. Sigh it out. Go the other direction. Good, and then we'll slide that right foot to the floor. Cross left ankle over right knee. So remember, anchor yourself through the back. Flex your left foot and then just press gently left knee away from your body. And if you're moving on, you can go ahead and interlace the hands beyond your right thigh. But I'll tell you, if you're tight, your right knee is going to want to come towards the left shoulder. We want to encourage that right knee to go more in line with the outer right shoulder. And then press that left knee away as you draw that right knee in. Whew, that does give you something to work with, right? Those little tiny cues make a big difference. Then release, just let those legs stretch out in front of you. Reach the arms back again one more time. Big breath in. Round up into a tight little ball as you exhale, squeeze. Take one more like that. Inhale, reach long through the legs, through the arms. Exhale, pull in, squeeze. And now just place the feet on the floor underneath your knees. Relax upper body. And then move the shoulders closer together underneath you and lift up into bridge pose. You might be able to interlace the hands behind you, underneath you. And then just pressing down through the arms as you lift everything else up. Your breath, 4 and 4. Those are the mental push-ups. And then lower down all the way and come into happy baby pose. freedom here. If you'd like, you can roll to the right side and extend through the right leg as you bend the left knee. And then roll back to center, over to the left, extend through the left leg as you bend the right knee. And just going back and forth. Just do what feels good. Maybe both legs can straighten a little bit more. And then draw your legs back together, hug your knees in for a moment, massage your low back by circling through the low back. I should say circling the knees so that you massage your low back. Okay, good. And then take the feet down. Let's take our blocks now. 1 or 2. You can even use a cushion. And just slide the blocks underneath your hips here, right at that flat bony surface, that sacrum. And you can stay right here with your knees bent, enjoy. Or straighten the legs out in front for a little more opening, but just relax, relax. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. Creating more space in the body, more space between each breath, more space in the mind. Transition into a supported shoulder stand. So just let those legs stretch up towards the ceiling. Not over efforting here, but just kind of like you're hanging your legs up. Should be effortless somewhat. You could bend the knees a little if you need to. But you can actually feel that the circulation is now reversing. Going into the brain, the heart area. Digestion gets a nice bath of fresh blood. All this is so important, so healing. And then as you're ready, you can take the feet down. You can lift the hips up and take the block away. You can also choose to keep the block there and take Shavasana that way if you're really comfortable. But find a position that is comfortable for you, that you can relax in. We're just going to do a couple rounds of breathing here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Try to extend your exhale now a little longer. And then you can enjoy your Shavasana as long as you like. I know I kind of went a little past the time. I was having too much fun.